This young couple hasn't had time to get married yet. Unfortunately, it was interrupted. The whole body bones were made into a real-life version of a string puppet. The audience below watched the boy endure the pain of a broken bone without knowing anything, wage a desperate struggle, but he even had his jawbone removed. Obviously futile. Uncle, who controls the thread, let go. The boy sat slumped on the ground like rotten meat. Although it's very painful. But I couldn't even scream out. Uncle walked up and told him, be obedient and obedient here, otherwise, they will suffer even more painful torment. What is unimaginable is that this uncle is actually an artist, and what he calls art is to break every joint of a living bone, put on the traction rope, make a string puppet that can be manipulated by others. Uncle doesn't arrest people casually, because some people don't meet his requirements. That day, he caught a very desirable girl, immediately hanged the person in mid-air, used tools to restrain his hands. Uncle, rotate the wheel in your hand. The girl's shoulder instantly shifted, but just the shoulders are not enough. Uncle took out another steel pipe, increased the force of the wheel drive. The girl's joints were broken one by one. Just put on the thread and it's a successful marionette. This day, Uncle has another eye on a boy. Unfortunately, the attack was too heavy. People are dead. The next day, the police found the boy's body. He is twisted with strange limbs. There are still traces of being bound on my body. Even the nails were painted red. After undergoing forensic testing, discovered a dislocated joint throughout the boy's body. No scars visible from outside. Without a doubt, the killer is a twisted girl, hanged onto the beam of the house, and in various ways. Uncle turns the wheel in his hand. The girl's arm instantly misplaced, but Uncle thinks that's not enough. So he took out the ancestral steel pipe and put it on the turntable, intensify the pressure and push it down. Seeing this scene, Uncle smiled with satisfaction. Dislocation of the whole body joint in a girl, and the person is still alive, as long as you put on the thread. To make a real person version of a string puppet. Actually, the girl is quite lucky, because it causes joint dislocation, not always successful. Sometimes they just break the bones. Some uncles who cannot bear to die will treat this type of product as defective and directly kill it. Thrown corpses. Wilderness police have discovered the body of a boy, broken joints throughout the body, dislocation of dislocation. The forensic doctor suspects that he was in pain to death. The only lucky thing is, the police found a clue in this case. They found the body wearing the same pants as the last victim. So according to the logo on the pants, successfully found this tailor's shop. Ask if anyone is making clothes in bulk here. Who knew that when the shop assistant saw the style, unexpectedly using the excuse of having to urinate urgently, I took the opportunity to slip away. The police thought the other party was afraid of crime and fled. Quickly launch a comprehensive search for him. But I don't want this salesperson to go off the beaten track. He didn't run away. I didn't hide either, but found the perverted uncle. Quickly extort a sum of money from the other party. Uncle sigh after listening. Remain silent. Invite the salesperson to come in and discuss in detail. The next day, the shop assistant was thrown onto the street using the same method of death. Forensic findings. These three deceased not only had joint dislocations, even the chin has been removed. Smart handsome looking at the decorations on the table, the small iron ball pulled by the rope suddenly thought of the key. Did the killer turn the living person into a marionette? A little boy watched as his father was made into a string puppet. After growing up, he actually regarded this behavior as art. He took away. Boys and girls break their joints, make them into real-life marionettes. The police quickly locked him down, discovered that the pants the victim was wearing were the same pervert. I customized it at this tailor's shop a month ago. Immediately initiate the arrest. Meanwhile, a live-action marionette performance officially begins. As the curtain gradually unfolds, little couples slowly descended from the sky. The audience is fully seated under the stage. The boy struggled desperately, wanted to seek help. Uncle saw this scene. On the spot, he was given a challenge. He questioned the boy. Your father is right in front of you. Why don't you go save him? Since you're not saving it, then he'll have to die. After one's words, killed the boy's father with one shot. It turned out that when Uncle was young, he and his father were involved in a kidnapping, despite Uncle desperately seeking help, but my father still died tragically on the spot. This encounter left him with great trauma, causing him to suffer from mental illness. In his eyes, if the puppets present at the time come to life, can save my own father, so he wants to make real people into puppets. Just as Uncle was preparing to continue his performance, the police arrived, interrupted this performance. Uncle feels that they are delaying themselves in saving their father, crying like a helpless child. The police told him, a puppet is a puppet, not moving at all. You broke a living person's bone, even if they were alive. It won't save your father either. Uncle cannot accept reality, but he still put down the traction line in his hand. Then he put the gun on the ground. At this point, intense applause came from below the stage, as if the audience recognized Uncle's behavior. But in fact there was no one under the stage. The so-called audience is just the dolls he puts on his own.